Okay, Wynn. So power chords and bar chords. We decided to learn some note names that we're referring to as landmarks. G and C, A and D. And just go ahead and pause and memorize that as part one. It's really tempting to just glance through this, but if you just spend a couple more minutes actually really memorizing those note names, like it's a geography test, having that knowledge on instant recall will have upsides across the board for the duration of your interaction with the instrument. So one way to trick yourself, though, is to start on the fifth string instead. So rather than going G and C, A and D, go C and G, D and A, but ultimately give yourself a random quiz on it. And then add the seventh fret. So like we were saying during the lesson, you could theoretically figure out how to play any major or minor chord now, just knowing those 6 note names, and the vast majority of rhythm guitar playing takes place below the 7th fret, and then a huge percentage of that below the 5th fret. Cool. So just shapes wise, starting with that, we've got our, the way we started was making an E major chord with the wrong fingers, and then just moving forward. So here's me making a G power chord using an E major shape. I'm a human capo, and then we did this thing to trick ourselves into being more out in front of the instrument. We're going to be fretting using this knuckle as well. When we have our thumb over top, when we're playing open chords, or things with bends in them and so forth, when do we use classical thumb position? Things with reaches, power chords, bar chords, where we have to get out in front of the instrument like that. So there we are. Here's a G major chord. Then if I want to make that G minor, just make my E minor. And if you're having trouble getting that to ring out, you could move your index finger up a little higher. Just be sure that your knuckle isn't covering one of the strings. So yeah, just pushing our finger flat. You'll remember how that felt from the lesson. So those are G chords. If I moved my whole situation, if I started with the major shape and moved it all the way, just every single string down one towards the ground, try not to change your thumb juxtaposition. Now you're playing C minor, which is the same shape as A minor. So if the asked major in the lesson was why is it major here and minor here, just for the same reason that this is E major and this is A minor. That's what we're doing up the neck right now. So there's a C minor chord, and there's a C major open chord, but there's no C minor. So this is C minor for here and the duration of your interaction with the guitar, so that's one you want to memorize as a chord unto itself. Cool. And then the higher degree of difficulty is the flop your ring finger down, getting this shape part. That's a C major chord, but we're looking for click. No, click. Theoretically, at some point, we'll care about getting the high E string to ring out, but for the most part, when people are playing these, they just kind of feature the 4 notes in the middle. So there we are. Bar chords, major chords, minor chords. And power chords are just the 3 lowest notes in those chords, which, like we talked about in the lesson, are colorless chords. They don't say I'm major or I'm minor. They just say I'm G. That string, the third string, and the interval, a third, that tell us I'm major or I'm minor. So I'm G. Cool. So, Smells Like Teen Spirit, start in about 4 minutes in. F. And just go for a good one of those, pause, do it again, because you're going to do the same exact thing at the 4th fret next. Pause, get good at that. Be sure you're not going down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Down, up, down, down, up, down. Down on the downbeat, up on the upbeat. Anyway, so from the top. That's seriously the first part, so you can pretty much play along with the whole song, and it'll be fun. In Bloom, also all power chords, lithium, pretty much that whole album, aside from the ones that are obviously, okay, this is a riff now. Anyhow, enjoy. I will see you in a couple weeks.